Wait for everybody to show up. What's going on, Fish family? While y'all doing that, let me turn this music down. Waiting on people to start showing up. I got a few things to move around anyway, so 1 year anniversary, and it's just like when I started my channel. Nobody. It is what it is, though. What's going on? Somebody let me know if y'all can hear. Okay. Let me hit one of these lights. Oh, what's up, Alex? What's good, bruh? Hey, I saw your window bit you, man. What's up with that? Your house biting. It happens, man. It happens. It ain't the spring-loaded kind. Is it the old school kind? Like the heavy kind? That's just driving me mad. It's driving me absolutely mad. There. It is spring-loaded. Now I can't. It's all good, man. So yeah, it's the year. Been YouTubing for a year now. So I got my new project over here. Scott talked me into doing this, and let me move this camera. So check that out. So that's the Miami Vice tank right there. This is the Miami Vice tank. It's I put it up Sunday, so I did a fishless cycle for a week, and today I did a drop and plop on some Variatus. Actually, they're swordtail mutts. They were feeder live bears. I threw them in there today to do a fish cycle, so we'll get them cycled. We'll get this one cycled, and then I don't know, in about a month maybe, I'm gonna go ahead and hey, what's up, Mark? I'm gonna go ahead and get my Pseudomogul Cyan dorsalis, because that's what's gonna be home for them. It's gonna be Pseudomogul Cyan dorsalis, mainly in that one. Oh, that's the camera glare. I was wondering what that was. But anyway, what's new? What's new in Fishland? I've been drinking energy drinks all day, y'all, so I'm hooked on them, man. They got organic rock stars. This ain't the organic kind, but I like this flavor too. But they got organic ones, and I don't know, I started drinking them and couldn't. That might look, dude. So that's why I call it the Miami Vice tank, right? Because I grew up in the 80s. Miami Vice was on. We used to watch Miami Vice like once a week whenever it came on. And I remember me and my little brother Marcus, we used to fight all the time to see who wanted to be tough, because he had the white suit on, you know, and that was the biggest thing. So it's white. I got this joint at the thrift store, the Stand, and somebody had painted it white. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was cool back in the day. And so I was like, whatever, I'm gonna leave it. So I hit it with some high gloss and some clear coat and left it. So I don't know, it looks fine. I put a white background on the back of it, and it looks decent. It looks decent. You know, let me do this. That glare is kicking my OCD. But so right now, that's it right there. I didn't even think about doing brackish black water, and I was talking to Scott, and he was like, why don't you do black water? Do it at brackish. Nobody's doing that. And I was like, hey, you know what? That's a pretty good idea. So there it is. I'm waiting on another piece of mangrove wood to come in, and as soon as it does, that's the last piece. I'm done with hardscape, and I think it'll be cool. Here, let me put the camera all the way on there for real. Hold on, y'all, hold on. Let's do this. There, that's better. Now you can really see it. Okay, so that's it right there. That should be a somewhat better view of it. Yeah. So that's it right there. And like I said, I was wondering like what to stock it with. Oh, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it, man. Honestly, this whole YouTube thing is something else, you know. It's a love-hate thing. I like my videos, you know, really, you know, my projects and stuff. That's pretty much all it is. And then the live stream part's cool because I get to hang out, but you know, it's something else. It's different. It's different, to say the least. I remember when I did my first real video, like my first straight up, I'm doing this for YouTube video, and it was the intro to low budget, no budget video. I showed my 55, which I'll show y'all that in a minute, man. I totally whacked off all my Crips, man. Like, it's fine because I've done it before and I know they'll bounce back, but I could get on here and BS and be like, yeah, you know, I just reset my Crips. No, man. In the winter, I turn my heaters off on my fish tanks. So I do it backwards, right? In the winter, I turn my heaters off. In the summer, I turn my heaters on. The reason I do that is because in the winter, I got the heater on in the house. So ambient temperature in the house is about 78 to 80 degrees anyway, so I'm good. In the summer, I like to have it around 70, 72. So that's ambient temperature in the house, which is why I do it in reverse. I'll turn my heaters on versus, yeah, I mean, dude, but you know what? I'm a Houstonian, so I'm up here in what I call the north. I'm in mid-Atlantic. It snows here, bro. When it get cold, it's cold to me, you know? So yeah, like 80, 78, you know, and then in the summertime, 70, 72, that's comfortable, you know? 68, but see, you gotta pay for that. Like 68 is an expensive temperature, especially in Houston, man. The light bill is expensive, you know? 72 is tolerable, you know? Turn on some fans, you should be good, you know? But, so my Crips, it looks like that scene on Little Mermaid after they the sea witch captures your soul and turns you into one of those worm things. That's what my crypts look like right now. It's not really a forest at all. So it is what it is. They'll grow back nicer now. I was getting tired of them anyway, so it just saved me the task of having to go in there and hack them all. So, you know, it is what it is. But that's what's going on with that one. But, you know, I remember that I made my first video, and it was, let me put the camera back on me. You can look at my dog and me. Come here, Spanky. You want to be on TV? Come here, old boy. Tell everybody hi. Alright, go lay down then. Yeah, that's my not so protective dog. You could rob my house with a piece of lunch meat and a tennis ball. Like, seriously. That ain't no real pit bull. But yeah, so I remember. Oh, thanks, Mark. He's a big fluff ball. Like, seriously, he should be the ambassador for people who don't like Staffordshire Terriers or whatever, any of those bully breed dogs. Like, he's a big wuss, seriously. But thirsty rabbit. I know. Hey, what's up? So I remember that, like, I was all scared and stuff on the camera. I didn't want to say nothing wrong. Now, I don't care. I mean, I do care, but not really. I just talk about fish. It is what it is. But, God, it's been this has been a crazy year, man. Seriously. Shifted some stuff around domestically. I ain't gonna go into that. Freaking hurricane came. Harvey, lost a bunch of fish, got a bunch of fish. You know, it's been a crazy year, to say the least, but not bad. Hopefully this year of YouTubing will be different now that I understand how the whole algorithm thing works. And I stumbled across the Fish Fam, which is basically everybody that's not those 5 or 6 people that I won't name, who pretty much run the Fish Tank YouTube thing. I'm trying to figure out a cool way to say it without, you know, sounding like I'm trying to beef with anybody, because I see that too, like, people beef with each other, and I never thought that was like a real thing. Like, how you beef with somebody over a fish tank video? That's kind of like at the beginning of the Michael Jackson Beat It video when they getting ready to dance fight. Like, seriously, get some real problems, bro. It's just a fish tank. But nonetheless, people do that. Like, I did not know that was a real thing. Like, people actually beefing with them. I'm not gonna say no names, bruh. I don't think I need to. But yeah, you know, people beefing with each other and stuff, like, over fish tanks. Like, seriously, I did not know you could do that. But so then there's them, and then there's the Fish Fam. Like, there's a whole bunch of us who share our hobby. Like, that's really who I was targeting anyway. And I stumbled across you guys courtesy of DPK. So thank you, brother. He hit me up, and then he showed some love, and then everybody started pouring in, and I've just been meeting a steady slew of awesome people. And then, you know, I got my G-Hack family back home in Houston that I talk to on a pretty regular, and that's always good. But it's been cool. It's been cool. I won't lie. I mean, this one ain't the kid-friendly one, man. I'm pretty much gonna vape this whole stream, so it is what it is. Seriously, if you guys don't know what G-Hack is, that logo is cool. Like, his logo is awesome. Your logo's cool, Mark. I can tell, like, whose logos he made. I don't know if he made HC Aqua's logo, but it looks like he could have. But no, like I was saying, if you don't know, G-Hack stands for the Greater Houston Aquarium Club, and it's probably the best aquarium club ever. Like, straight up fish nerds, no bullying, mad love, and these people are like straight up nerds. Like, straight up, like, they're awesome. Just family, you know. I don't know what else to say. I mean, like, we got our own tanking style, I guess you could say. It's different. Nothing else like it in the world. We do our own thing. I guess that's the Texan in us, you know. We kind of take a little bit of everything and, oh, thank you, my brother made it. But yeah, we take a little bit of everything and mix it together, and that's our tanking style. That's where I got my style from. I'm really not, you know, I don't have a discipline. I like plants. I like nature. I put them in a fish tank. It's that simple. But oh, y'all see my longhorn in the background? I don't know if I should move that. Sorry, Bevo. I don't know if you can be on the camera. It's not football season anyway. But yeah, y'all I'm gonna go ahead and move so y'all can see what I did to these crypts. Like, I'm so ticked off, I ain't even white glass. And then it's got so much algae on it because, I mean, half the plant load is gone. So obviously they're not uptaking nutrients. So you know what happens then? You get algae. So here, let me put that right there. Look at that. Like I told you, it looks like the little worm creatures on Little Mermaid, man. Let me get right. This straight up looks like the worm creatures. So, you know, what a way to cap a year of YouTubing. This is the tank that started it all. So, I mean, it's pretty organic. We'll keep it real, 100% real. That's what happens when you plug up a heater and you forget what you had it set on before you turned it off the previous year, and you just plug it up. And like, I didn't even look. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even look. I just reached under here, plugged it up, and it came on. So yeah, that's the Crypt Force. But you know what? It happened for a reason, and I'm thinking it happened so when I do the next video on this tank, if ever, y'all can see the progress. You know, like, you know, I guess that's kind of cool in a way. You know, I didn't go to the store and buy those. Those really are the same crypts that have been in there since I planted them back in 2005. So they'll bounce back. I'm not worried about it at all. I've done it before, obviously. Like, yeah. And so it's not that big of it's not really an issue. So that's a year. Any issues? Oh no, bro, that's straight up melt. I did a water change and all the melted leaves. Here, let me get in there closer. Like, oh look, bro, they're melted. They straight melted. The Congo's eating the plants. You know what, man? Yes. Yes and no. I'm gonna put it to you like this. Everything in here, everything, okay? The Congos, call me for help. The water is so green. Oh wow, that's like a serious bloom. I've been noticing a lot of people with green water. I can't make green water on purpose because I've tried to use it for food and I can't get it to happen. But no, the Congos eat the plants. The diamonds eat the plants. The angelfish eat the plants. Everything eats plants in there except for the black skirts and the Serpy tetras. I got Blixia in there. I got all three kinds. Alternifolia, Japonica, and Oberti. And they keep eating it. I'm done. Like, I'm just gonna let it do what it does. Some of the Japonica looks like it's actually benefiting from them eating it. The Oberti's kind of like bleh, you know, and I don't even see the Alternifolia in here, so they probably ate it all. Whatever, I can get more. As long as the root's in there, I don't know. Nah, man, I think they might have ate that. But yeah, so definitely, yeah, problems with the Congos eating plants, which is fine because I got another project over here. I'm gonna be doing Africa pretty soon. So we're doing all the continents. So we got South America out of the way. This is basically everything from everywhere. Africa's next, and I'm not gonna Anubius it. I'm sorry. Like every time somebody does an Africa tank, you always got the culprits, you know, like the ones. You get Anubius, you get what's the other ones, man? Apongnagitan, you get Crenum. That's pretty much it that you ever see in the African tanks, which is kind of crazy because there's a whole plethora of plants coming from Africa. Yeah, you get that one too. So I got people looking for plants for me. Hey, how you doing? Madfish Diva, welcome. Anybody seen D? Let me turn this down. But so I ain't gonna lie, I am gonna do Crenum. I'm gonna do Callistratum, and I'm gonna do Ammonia, and I'm trying to get my hands on some Ludwigia, the Senegalensis, and I'm trying to get my hands on Ammonia Bacillus and Ammonia Senegalensis. So those are going in there. The Callistratum is going in there, and I'm on the fence about Bulbitis or not. But absolutely, I'm not putting any Anubius in there for no other reason. But I'm just saying, like, there's more plants growing in Africa than Anubius. H2O. Oh, I got Crenum in the garage already. I keep it. I don't have. I have Callistratum. I don't have the other ones. The straight up, just plain old water onion. I can't think of the scientific name off the top of my head right now. But I only wanted Callistratum. I am gonna do some different Apongnagitans. Don't know which ones yet. Don't know. I'm not doing Madagascar though. Just added some. I like the Callistratum. It's really awesome. It's just a cool looking plant. They don't like getting knocked around, but they're really beautiful once you get them settled in. You know. But for you guys just tuning in, I was showing my new project. Oh, you got Madagascar? Oh, the lace. Sorry, I'm late. The wife. Oh, you didn't miss too much. I got a lace in there. It's resting. I'm waiting for it to pop back up. If it does. If it don't, oh well. I put my brackish Blackwater up finally, and I put some livebearers in there to do a fish cycle. I did a fishless cycle for a week, and for the rest of the month that I'm planning on cycling it, I'm gonna let them finish off the cycle. Which I didn't cheat, but I used Blackwater from the Panthenol tank, and then I mixed some. I got Red Star. I got Peruensis. I like it. It's one of my favorites. I think I'm gonna run CO2 on it. It's gonna be a 75. So I don't know. Probably gonna do the old paintball regulator joint on there. But I'm still like fighting with myself over the substrate that I'm gonna put in there, because that's basically the substrate's gonna call the plants. So me and Roy been bouncing back ideas for the stock, because I'm entertaining this. Like, the Congos gotta go. They're too big. They're too big for this 55. And then, you know, most of them was rescues, you know. I do that. Like, I'll go in a pet store and I'll see some fish and I'm like, you know, man, they're like way too pretty to die. And then I end up buying a tank out, and I got a nice group. They spawned a couple times and they get ate. Like, it's crazy. Like, the Surfei tetras are like wolves. Like, they'll just lurk, and when the Congos spawn, it's a wrap, which is cool. It's free birth control. I don't need no more fish. But I'm gonna do these Phenogrammus, and then I'm gonna do the yellowtail. Like, out of the 12, I want to do 4 of the more, I guess, easy to obtain Congos, because, you know, Congo is really like, it's a blanket name for like 12 different types of tetra Phenogrammus, and then the other one, I can't pronounce it. I think it's like Alestidae, something like that. One of y'all, you know, if y'all know, like for real, put it on there. I don't remember. But out of those 12, I'm going to do 4. And then we were thinking of doing like some cool African tetras that you really don't get to see a lot. And then I know for a fact I'm putting vampire shrimp in there. Quite a few vampire shrimp actually. And that's gonna round it out. And then we want to do some type of nice fish, I guess you could say. Not a crib. Everybody does those. And I'm nothing against them. I love cribs, but I'm talking about doing Negro Fasciatus, but I don't know if I can get my hands on any of those. I think they're CITES listed, but that would be kind of cool. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Like right now, it's just a tank on a stand. It's plumbed already. Yeah, I probably should do that. I'll get you know what, bro? I've been chilling out on Facebook, man. The forums, man. Like, I don't know. It just sometimes forums bother me. I'll get on there and ask. But no, like I was saying, like I'm trying to figure out what substrate. If I run clay, which I'm probably going to, then that'll dictate plants. But then I was thinking of going the sand Riverstone route, which would kind of be cool. But we'll figure it out. Cause I gotta put a decent amount of flow in there, so the vampire shrimp are able to live successfully. Oh, no worries, man. Take care of that hand, dude. Don't get bit by no more windows, bro. So what's going on? We're doing the try both in the tank. Clay? You mean clay and sand? No worries, man. Take care, Alex. Mark, which one? What are you talking about trying both of? Because I might do that. Wait, no, Mark. Oh, maybe you didn't hear me. Oh, in any case, I might try both. I think you were talking about the substrate, possibly. Yeah, put sand on one side and clay on the other. Huh. Hey man, that's not a bad idea, bro. Like I'm thinking in my head, right? So I could do like a gradient. You know what I'm saying? To where it's not so blatant that it's sand on this side and clay on this side, to where it like clay cement. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Diva. You're right, like a gradient, you know? So like the clay. Yeah, hey man, see, that's why I talk to you guys. That's an awesome idea. I like it. That's a great idea. I could do a total gradient, like start with yeah, absolutely. Clay surrounded by sand. Now you got me thinking, right? Clay surrounded by sand. You know what? That might be cool too. Y'all got me thinking. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool for a brainstorm. I might try that. Like, yeah, like a clay island. Yeah, that would be kind of sick. It's a 75, so I got plenty of room to play with. You know, I got plenty of room to play with. I'll figure something out. I'll probably take all those ideas and I gotta sleep on it. Now I want to go to Home Depot and get stuff, man. Dang. And it's like 8 o'clock here. That's a good idea. I might hit them up tomorrow and at least get some water in it and start playing. But yeah, that's it, you know. I was showing how we did the year, right? So today's my Pockets of Clay would be cool too. Today's the YouTube birthday, like, so this time last year it was a Friday, and I posted a bunch of old videos that I had on my computer and tablet of tanks from, like, I don't know, man, like 2010, 2011, something like that. And then I was talking about like how when I made my first for real YouTube video, like I was all like nervous and stuff, and I didn't want to say nothing wrong and blah blah blah. And I don't even care, because what this year has taught me is everybody's at a different place in their development, not only in life but in the hobby. And I didn't realize that I had all this like stored in here because I keep it to myself. So it's been kind of therapeutic in the sense that sharing. Do you put egg crate line diffuse? I'll get to you in a second, Mark. I was blabbing. My bad. No, like sharing totally it brings all this stuff out, because like I had no idea I remember most of this stuff, as I just, you know, keep it to myself. And so that's been kind of cool about being on YouTube, like being able to share. That's really the only reason I started doing it, was to share. But egg crate under the lights. You know what? I have a bunch of egg crate in the garage, and I don't use it for lights. I use it to put my plants in. I put my booths in it. I'm not gonna go up there now because it's probably dirty. But if you look at, I just redid my stuff. So like if you look on there, I tried to organize my videos in the folders, and I did the boost tank. Every video that I made, I think I only made like 4 or 5 boost videos. But the latest boost video, I think the latest one, the one from this year, because I only shot one this year, it's got the egg crate in there, Mark, and I just cut it with some tin snips to the sizes, and it's like the little squares are perfect to propagate boosts in. I use it for that, and then I use it for a few other odds and ends, but I've never used it for light. I don't see what it would hurt though. That's what it's really for. It's like lighting in the overhead, in the ceiling. I'm using military terms, the overhead, you know. But I don't see what it would hurt. Let me turn this down. Oh wow. But no, I don't see that it would hurt anything using the egg crate. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Let me see if I missed anything. Plexiglass. I use plexiglass. Honestly though, most of the time, most of my tanks are topless. Even this one is topless. I just got a canopy under the, you know what? I use lava rock for that. Straight up. I showed it last time, but I use lava rock under my substrate. And that one, there's a little bit of lava rock because I didn't have none, and I was trying to get it going in the Pantanal one. So instead of using lava rock to finish it off, I put Riverstone in there because I had a bunch. And I put the Riverstone down, then put the sand, and it works fine. Everything's growing. I'll move over to the Pantanal tank in a second because I want to show you guys something. Like some of the botanicals, the pods and seeds and stuff, I don't know what they are, but they're growing. Let me check these. Any tank builds you regret doing this last year and why? No. No, the only thing that I don't even regret it because I didn't have no control over it. The only thing that sucks is my monster tank crashed, man. It didn't crash. When the snow came, we lost power. A tree fell on my truck, and I wake up to the doorbell ringing, and I go over there, and it was my neighbor, and he was like, "Hey man, you might want to check your truck." And I was like, why? He was like, and he moved out of the way, and there was like a tree, like all in the front of the, on the sidewalk in the door on my truck. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I did like a straight up old man move. I was like, thanks bro, closed the door and went back to bed. I didn't even care. I didn't even know we lost power until I woke back up and I saw the lights blinking. And then I went out in the garage where it's my fish room, grow room, where some of my other stuff is, and whole tank done. My South American lung, everything, like done. My full-grown Eclipse cat. I had a pair of fire eels. I had some peacock eels. It was all my crazy stuff. Some ropes, just a bunch of cool Jurassic types, and every last one of them belly up. You know, I had some giant Danios in there for ditherfish, and they had spawned. They had just spawned, and that was the last footage I took of that tank. And I haven't posted it yet because I'm gonna do a tribute because I miss Papa Smurf. I never got attached to a fish like that before, but Papa Smurf was my South American lungfish, and I raised him from a pup. He was like, I don't know, he was like this big when I got him. He still had the what do you call them? The gills, the stig eel. I guess I'm saying that right. The gills, and I raised him up to 24 inches, you know, and he was cool. He was totally cool. Like, I don't think, yeah, it totally sucked. I don't think if I buy another South American lung that I'll be able to house him with any other fish. Papa Smurf was a totally mellow lungfish. Just to, like, he didn't mess with anybody. And, you know, and like, he was kind of like gonna be like my proof that, you know, if you do it right, you can do it, you know. But because, you know, everybody would be like, you got a lungfish, is he in a tank by himself? I'm like, no, he's in a garage in a 150, and he's in there with a bunch of other stuff. He's cool. And he was like my ambassador, if you will. He never messed with anybody. He didn't do it, nothing. Clams. I couldn't even get him to eat live feeders. He wouldn't touch them. Clams, that was his thing. Clams. The only thing alive I could get him to eat was the night crawlers. He would eat those, but that was it. But other than that, no, I don't regret doing any tanks. It's part of the hobby, you know. The boost tank was because of this channel, because I wanted to do a species only. Because, you know, people do tanks with just one species of fish or something like that, or like an invert or like axolotl or something. But I don't never see anybody doing a tank with just one kind of plant. So I was like, you know, that'd be kind of cool. Plus, I wanted to play with some different boosters, and that's what I did. And it wasn't a flop. It looked good. I just had to tweak and peak. So the substrate originally I started with was an experiment, and it failed miserably, I will say. Well, it wasn't awful, but yeah, it didn't work the way I wanted it to. I used calci sand. I said that in the video. And so the stuff's horrible. I'm convinced now that calci sand is good for nothing. Seriously, like, I don't use it for lizards. It's toxic to them. And I'm not going to use it to plants. Big Easy, what's up? Man, you do a lot of streaming. I checked out your channel last week when you hit me up, and I was like, dang, bro, you do some serious streaming. Everybody was streaming this past weekend. Y'all was busy. I was sitting up here when I was setting up the Miami Vice concept tank. I was in and out of different people's streams. D was on there. JH was on there. A bunch of y'all was on there. Aquarium Cop, I ain't seen him. There was a handful of y'all, so I was trying to check out everybody, show everybody a little love, you know. And I chilled out last weekend, obviously, because, you know, I don't want to hog the stream. That ain't cool. We try to support each other and show each other some kind of love. So, like, I always appreciate it when you guys stop by You know, good day, Big Easy. Thirsty Rabbit from Australia, bro. Like, that's cool. Cause if you from Australia, I just want to know what time is it over there. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, seriously, what time is it over there? And then too, Australia, you lucky, man. You don't have to go to the pet store. You can just go outside. So I'm kind of jealous. For real, man. Every time I turn around, you got a stream going. I was like, dude, this dude ain't got nothing but streams on his joint. I can't do that, man. I'm sorry. Like, I will have a brain fart, or like my attention span is like a mosquito, bruh. I can't do it. Like, I'm finna make y'all watch fish right now because I gotta go grab my vape. So sit tight real quick, please. You know, and you know what? I'm gonna just take the opportunity because I'm gonna show y'all the Pantanal tank. Sunday, 10:27 in the morning. Wow, that's craziness. So check this out in the Pantanal tank, right? In the Blackwater. Let me ramp it up a little bit. It's on this 24/7. Let me turn the light up. Let's make it 6 o'clock. There. Okay, so right, look, I put the botanicals in here. And look at all those roots, okay? Those roots are not from anything that I purposefully planted in here, basically is what I'm saying. Like the right here, this is ruffled sword. Then I got pygmy chain, so Echinodorus tenaeus. I don't know what these roots are, but it's these seed pods, right? Like this big root right here is straight up a seed pod. This is one. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm so tempted to move the leaf litter out of the way so I can see what it is, but I'm gonna just chill and see what happens. Like if some trees sprout in here, I swear to God, it's gonna be so awesome. So I'm gonna leave it alone. But I did not plant those. And like what really, like I'm tripping because look, you gotta boil this stuff before you put it in the tank. So like in my mind, I'm thinking, right, anything that is strong enough to be boiled for 2-3 hours, once or twice, because I boiled some of this stuff 2-3 times, like some of the pods, like these jungle pods right here, I had to boil those like 2 or 3 times to get them to where they would sink. So like it survived a boiling, went in the tank and started growing. So I started like brainstorming, like figuring out like how is that even possible? And then I thought about it. You know, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? So you got fish that live in the Amazon and they straight up sit under the trees and wait for the fruit to fall in the water, and when it does, they eat it, and that's how the seeds germinate when they go through the fish's digestive tract. So I was like, maybe it's kind of the same kind of thing, to where like the boiling actually did something to the seed coat to get it to where it was actually able to, you know, it set up the conditions to make it want to germinate. But like I was looking at that and like I was like, man, that is crazy. Like look at that. Look at these big roots. Like this one, I know this one for sure. That these right here could possibly be, they could possibly be the Echinodorus tenaeus, the pygmy chain. Don't know. I know I got some Vesuvius back there too, and all this stuff is straight up covered up by leaf litter on purpose because I still got him in here. I don't know what I was thinking, man, when I like this guy, the Buenos Aires tetra. I've kept them with plants before, but it's hit or miss. Sometimes you get a good batch, sometimes you get a bad batch. This time I got a bad batch, you know, because they started going ham on some of these swords. Like I wasn't too crazy. I didn't care about the Blairy. I got a bunch of them. But when I started noticing big holes in my red flame swords, I was like, okay, no, y'all got to go. You know, because like if they ate the ruffled sword, I would have kind of been upset about that. I never thought of it like that. Stomach acid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So like, yeah, the stomach acid does something to get the seed, you know, because the seeds have like this crazy coating. I think it's just like, you know, evolution, really and truly, like that. The plants and the animals evolve together, you know, kind of like how only native. I have a Murray cod and barramundi and a jar. Dude, seriously, like a Jardini arowana is like gold over here. And a Murray cod would be kind of cool too. I don't know if I would have, like, how big of a tank do you have that in? Seriously, because those things get huge. I was honestly thinking about the Murray cod. Here, let me flip the camera. But yeah, real quick before I flip it, for y'all that just got in here, I'll show y'all my my latest one right here. Is the brackish Blackwater setup that I got going on. So basically today I put some live bearers in there. They're just mutts. They look like swords to me, but they were just feeder live bearers. And it's a baby when oh, okay, cool. They have them, you know how they got the feeder guppies, the rosies, all the different feeders, which I don't use feeder fish at all, really. Turtle food possibly, pond food or pond stock, yes, but nonetheless, so I throw these guys in here, and like literally that's what I did. And I bring that up because I was reading. I like to read forums to see what kind of nonsense people put in forums. And like, I don't know, man, this dude, I'm not gonna say the forum, but they were talking about, like, a lot of people, it's the thing, you know, reefers take sailfin mollies and they drip them back to a specific gravity of like 26, 27, full salt basically, because they're algae patrol, which that's cool. So somebody asked if you could put swordtails in brackish water, and like the person went, you know, crazy, and they're like, no, you can't do that. They're freshwater fish. You shouldn't do that. It's cruel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting up here thinking, I'm like, no way. These are Euryhaline fish. Like, most of them are. And you know what? You're in Australia. Thirsty rabbit. You guys got these things wild. They're like an invasive species over there. The green swordtail. But they absolutely can tolerate brackish water. Like, I didn't drip them. I didn't do nothing. I bought them a few hours ago. They were straight up in a freshwater feeder tank. Temp acclimated them. I opened the bag and I poured them in here. And as you can see, they are fine. Euryhaline fish are bred by nature, or, you know, they're by nature able to tolerate salinity swings. Like, I don't know if I would have done that if this was like full salt water, but the SG I'm running in here, it's totally fine. And it's 12. I'm not going over 12. So between 12 and 8 is the range I plan to stay in, because ultimately I'm going to put the Pseudomogul sign dorsalis in here. And this is going to be their home. And it's cycling good. I'm starting to get biofilm on the wood. I got one more piece of this mangrove coming. It was supposed to be here today, but it didn't get here. So I got one more piece of that on the way, and that's gonna be it for the oh, thank you. That's gonna be it for the hardscape. So the question is, the question is, that sucks. You guys don't want to see that. The question is this, right? In this tank, I'm trying to figure out like what to put in it. So we're only putting one kind of fish. That's it. These guys are gonna have to go, and I hope they don't have babies within the next month. Like, I really hope they don't have babies, but they got to go after their job is done. But I'm thinking, like, invert wise, what kind of inverts do you guys think would be cool to go in there? You know, with brackish, you know. So like, I've entertained the idea of putting Nerite snails in there because I think it would be kind of awesome. But I want something that's gonna kind of go with the whole look. Amanos would be cool in there. I didn't think about that. I don't know how long they tolerate brackish though. Like, I know they can. I know they have to go to brackish to complete their life cycle, but I haven't really read up on it enough. So that's a interesting plug. That's something for me to research on this week. Is Amanos. Amanos might work. I was thinking about some of the different ghost shrimp varieties. You know, the Paleomedes varieties. You know what? Indian whisker shrimp would be cool in there. Nerite would be cool until, you know, but that's the crazy thing about it is, at least if I put Nerites in here with the eggs, they would actually hatch, and then I would have baby Nerite snails, and that would be kind of cool, because you always see people with Nerite snails and they got the eggs all over their hardscape, making it look terrible or, you know, ugly or whatever, but you'll never see nobody with baby Nerite. So that's kind of something I'm looking forward to, actually, because now it's just a matter of which ones, and the only ones I'm thinking of right now will be the olive Nerites. I think olive Nerites would look good in here. Just, you know, I don't want nothing to do a blue claw yabby from down under. You know what? I know somebody that's totally trying to get me hooked on doing all the different crawfish right now. So right now I got CPOs upstairs, and I've been looking at a few other different ones. Like, there's this huge one that you guys have in Australia. It's huge. And look, I'm from Southeast Texas. Like, half my family is from Louisiana. Actually, on my mother's side and my father's side, I got a lot of relatives from Louisiana. Y'all call them yabbies, we call them crawfish or mud bugs, also known as food. Okay? So, like, for me to have food living in a fish tank right now, it's kind of crazy. But, like, you know, one of my friends is really trying to get me hooked on what you guys call crayfish. Like, it's almost sacrilege for me to refer to this animal as a crayfish. We don't say that. That's like uppity. You know, we call it exactly crawdads. Like, I'll take that right there, Diva. Crawdad, that's okay. But like, when people say cray, like, if I take y'all home, right? If I took y'all to go meet my kinfolks, my relatives, whatever, and, you know, we cooked some mud bugs, and y'all was like, oh wow, I've never eaten crayfish before. I'm telling you, they would look at you like you're crazy. Like, it's like, you know, who do you think you are, trying to be all uppity and fancy, referring to this delicacy as a crayfish? Nobody says that, you know. But there's these huge ones. They get like, I don't know, 10 inches or whatever. And I'm like, but they're illegal in Texas. And I'm like, that would be one kind of crawfish that I wouldn't even care if it went invasive, because it wouldn't last, because people would catch them and eat them. I like the size of lobsters. So I'm definitely trying to go to Australia. Like, exactly, it is a lobster. Like, I'm telling you, in like, y'all got wild horses, feral sheep, feral pigs, pretty much got a buffet running around over there. Like, I don't see how you could starve living in Australia. I saw somebody catching, God, they were like these big crabs, crab-looking thing. I don't know, they were some kind of big crab that they were catching, and there was another big lobster-looking thing they were catching. I've had a few. Yeah, everything running around over there. Like, y'all got free food just walking around. I'm okay with that. Y'all got a barbecue, literally walking around. Not to mention, you don't have to go to the pet store. So I would totally dig living in Australia. Monkey crab. Diva, you talk about putting a monkey crab in that? Because I'm not opposed to that, honestly. As long as you're cool with the pseudomoguls and they don't need, as long as they can be fully aquatic, and B, they don't mess with my rainbows. Yeah, land crabs. Hey, what's up, Angelo? What's going on, brother? So, like, trying to figure that out. A monkey crab. I'm thinking that might have been the crab that I saw. I see this is YouTubers down under. They go around catching all kinds of stuff, eating it. And I would totally go to Australia and catch a bunch of stuff and eat it, as long as I can go to jail. But I'm trying to figure out, Angelo, trying to figure out what to put in the brackish blackwater. I finally got it up. I haven't shot a proper video on it yet. I alluded to it in the last video, second to last video I posted, when I was showing the CPOs and the tank that that the food got put in, basically. Yeah, you know, so it happens, no big deal, you know. But that's it right there. We're waiting on one piece of mangrove wood. So right now, to me, I'm looking at the reflection of it in the camera, and it's driving me crazy because I added one piece, two pieces, you can't tell, but it looks like one, of manzanita. Originally, if you look at the older footage, it was just this piece of manzanita wood. And the manzanita was last minute. It was going to be all mangrove. And like now that I'm looking at it in reverse, it's driving me crazy. I need another piece of mangrove wood, and it's going right here. So it'll be tucked in behind, and then I'm done. Coconut crab is the large crab. I don't know if you can eat those. Anybody know? Like, if you live in a country with coconut crabs, can you eat those? I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. A crab is a crab, I guess. I don't know. I work on an oyster farm, and at lunch I set my... That's what they were. They were mud crabs. That's what they were. Yeah, you totally rubbing it in. That's what they were. They were mud crabs. But anyway, it is what it is, man, you know. You like it, I love it. I am jealous, though. Like, I wouldn't go to the store. You can live off the land there, man. Like, seriously. Talk about Australia. You don't got to go to the pet store, A. And B, you got all kind of delicacies just crawling around outside. I mean, how good does it get? So... going back to inverts, what do you guys think about, I know that's right, me too. What do you guys think about Indian whisker shrimp? Those can totally go brack. And I think they would be cool in here. And pretty sure that the rainbows are fast enough and resilient enough to be able to hang. I mean, I've kept Indian whiskers before, and they're actually pretty brutal. They're pretty cool shrimp. You know, I'm thinking there should be enough hardscape in here to where the, I don't know, I might shelf that idea actually, because those Pseudomycin dorsalis are not cheap. Trying to talk them down to a decent price, but we'll see. We'll see. The price is going to dictate the amount that are going in here. So this is a 30 gallon. It's tiny, you know, borderline nanos, actually. So I'm thinking Pseudomycin dorsalis are tiny anyway. Just to have them pop, I'm thinking I need at least a dozen to go in here. 15 would be ideal, because you know that's like, you know, $200 worth of fish right there at that, you know, and they're kind of tiny. So I don't know. It's up in the air. The amount that's actually gonna go in here. But for now, you know, I'm actually kind of digging the swordtails in here. Like, I just hope they don't have babies. They're gonna be in here for quite a while, at least another 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm just hoping they don't have babies. you know, because I'm not trying to tear this tank up, I'm trying to get them out, you know. When she said how many, I should have said 2. I should have just said 2. But I was like, oh, go ahead, give me half a dozen. And now I got half a dozen in here, and I got to figure out how to get half a dozen out in a month or so. I mean, I don't want to kill them. They'll go in this 40-gallon breeder over here with the unwanted Buenos Aires tetras. Love the. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's we were just talking about that. I got another piece of mangrove wood coming, and I'm looking at it. It's driving me nuts because I got to put another piece. I wasn't trying to be symmetrical, but I need another piece of mangrove wood to finish off the look. Like right now, it looks crazy to me. It looks like naked. I'm not trying to like articulate flaws or nothing, but it's not, my head just ain't letting it sit right. So the sooner that wood gets here, the better. And I already seen a picture of the piece of wood that I'm getting. It's really nice, and it's gonna go nicely. And then the only other thing that I want, it don't bother me, but it kind of does, is the filter part. Okay, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be cutting it short here in a minute too anyway. We'll do a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna do a feeding, but I'm gonna put that in there, and then we should be good. No more hardscape, just botanicals, and then that's it pretty much. I got more of those coming though. I like these palm pods. Why does the filter bother you? Oh, it's just an eyesore, honestly. Hoping that when I get this piece of wood, I can break up the outline of it enough to where when I look at it overall, it doesn't drive me mad. That's the only thing. It's just everything's white, right? And then you got this bleak looking. That's the whole look I'm going for, you know. It's like this bleak look, like, you know, just sterile, basically, you know, upside down on its head, if that makes any sense. What about a small canister with a glass spray bar? That's not a bad idea. I'm seeding it with this one, you know. That's not a bad idea, actually, because I entertained putting the canister on here in the first place. Once it gets cycled, that might end up being what I end up doing, is putting a canister on here. That's actually not a bad idea, with either a glass or a clear acrylic spray bar. It's yeah, true. I was thinking about that too, like putting a clear, but you can't, for seeding this bad boy with beneficial, with Benebacteria, you can't go wrong with HOB. Like, I took this off an existing tank and plugged it up, and I had biofilm in 2 days, not even. So this whole piece of Manzanita, the first piece that I put in there, is totally covered with biofilm, and this one, the mangrove, is too, totally covered with biofilm. Couldn't be happier about that. And I filled this thing up Sunday, so it hasn't even been a full week yet. 6 days. Tomorrow will be 7 days, and that's coming from fresh tube brackish. So, and I know I'm running a higher SG. The target SG is 12, and right now it's around 14, 15ish, give or say. You know, it's only 5. Collected some wood today with the fam, first time. I like doing that. You always find cool pieces, you know. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna post it, so I'm kind of curious to see what that wood looks like when you throw it out there. But like I was saying, that's the reason I didn't put a canister on here. I have another canister I can use too. But this one, like instant cycle. And then, like I said, I use water from this guy from the Brazil tank to fill it. And I also use that same water to mix my salt. So I mix the salt for a straight up 25 specific gravity, and 25 specific gravity for a 5-gallon tank. And then I put it in here and it knocked it down to 14, 15-ish. So that's how I did that. And I'll test it again. I'm doing water changes. I'm not going to be adding salt regularly, but I do want to keep it at that range, no lower than 8. Using the hydro, and then I Amazoned. So remember I talked to you about that. Like I might as well spend the money. So Amazon the refract. They got. I'll show it to you after I get through streaming. Found a refract on Amazon for like $19. So got that. The hydro is ghetto. The hydro is ghetto, and it ain't accurate enough for that low of a SG. Like I don't even know what I did, but I don't feel like getting up either. The lowest is like, God, I don't even know, like 16, 18, something like that. It's like one lower than 20, so I'm guesstimating anyway. Really, it's not giving me an accurate SG, which honestly I don't care, because like I said, these guys are Eurohalline. They can tolerate a pretty high salinity, and the stock that I'm actually putting in here ultimately, the Pseudomugil, Cyan dorsalis, those actually can thrive in hypersaline water. Like they'll go full salt anyway, so I'm not really sweating it. Straight pieces, wasn't many cool pieces. It'll work for. Oh no, straight pieces are cool, man. Like especially if it's. I already know what you're probably gonna do. You're probably gonna throw it in that 125 you got. So like big tank straight pieces would look good in big tanks. But nonetheless, the Pseudomoguls, the Cyan dorsalis, can straight up take a salinity of like, I don't know, like 35. You know, like 30. Like what last I read, like they found some in hypersaline water that was, I mean, almost Dead Sea salinity. You know, so I really ain't worried about it. I just want to know for me, and for the other stuff that I plan to put in here, the inverts, that I'm rolling at that brackish range between, like I said, between 8 and 12. So 12 is the cutoff. You know what I'm saying? For the salinity on this one. So I mean, I like it. And then that's what I was gonna talk about right on the stream. Look at this picture. Okay, it's an old picture of a bunch of guys who started flying. They were like some of the first naval aviators. That picture's going down. It's a cool picture. I like it. It's a historic piece. I like historic pieces of art. I'm a kind of pseudo history buff. But have you ever seen those tacky retro pictures of the thank you. Okay, I'll tell you what. You seen the movie Scarface, right? When they're in there, before he kills the dude that he steals his wife, Michelle Pfeiffer. The old fat guy that Michelle Pfeiffer's married to first. Frank. So before he goes in there and kills Frank, that wall is that tacky retro 1980s Miami sunset with the palm trees on it, and it's like red, orange, and yellow with the black stripes or whatevs. I'm getting that picture. I'm getting a big one, and I'm putting it right there on that wall behind the Miami Vice tank, and that's gonna seal the deal. It's gonna be tacky, I don't care, but when it's done, it's gonna look really awesome. And Obviously, I'm having a very difficult time finding a reprint. I found it on t-shirts, coffee mugs, ashtrays, everything but a poster. I found it on everything but a poster. So if anybody can find a link to where I can purchase either a copy of the print, I can frame it myself, or one that's already framed, let me know so I can purchase that. I didn't find one on Amazon, and that's really the only place I look. Amazon, and then I Googled it, and then it sent me to Pinterest, and they're not for sale. So if y'all can find one of those pictures, let me know, because that's what's going on that wall to finish off the Miami Vice tank. Because there you go. As you can see, it's all white, and it's just gonna look cool. You know, it's gonna look cool. But anyway, that's what we're looking like. We're looking like we're on an hour already. I still gotta feed the youngins. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a feed like I always do. You know, it's been a crazy year. I'm gonna feed the Brazilian. I got some black worms that I already rinsed, so I'm gonna grab those. And then Angelo, you didn't get to see, so I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Give me a second. Let me flip this camera. I was showing everybody how these botanicals actually started growing in the tank, and I have no idea what they are. I have absolutely no idea what these things are. All these different all these big roots, like that one, this one. This could be the Echinodorus naeus, but I know for a fact that these ones are sprouting, and there's one over there in this corner that's sprouting also. Let me fix this right there in that corner over here. If y'all can see that. This one, yeah, that one's sprouting too. So like, I'm really tempted to move the leaf litter so I can see what it is, but I don't want to, because that's probably like why they're sprouting in the first place. But what I was talking about was like, the Amazon is brutal, because you gotta be, this is the truth, you gotta be serious. Like, I boiled these things at the minimum twice. So they went through a boiling, and they're still able to grow. And then, like what I was saying earlier, I got to thinking, and I was like, wait a minute, you know, there's actually species that live in the Amazon, and the plants have evolved, the trees have evolved to where the only way that they can germinate is after they've been through the digestive tract of an animal, a fish, a bird, you know, a small mammal, a monkey, anything. So like, the stomach acid does something, right, and it sets the seed up to get ready to germinate. So I'm thinking that I may have replicated that process in some kind of way by boiling these things, because you got to think like, but then I was thinking like, but the temperature, but then stomach acid, not necessarily temperature, but the causticness of it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm totally gonna go down this rabbit hole and figure it out, because it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't. But I'm saying it would be really awesome if trees start growing in this tank. Seriously, I'm not gonna bother it. Like, they're rooted. I don't know how that's gonna work, you know, with them being rooted. And I don't even want to try to guess what they are. They didn't look like mangrove pods or anything. So I'm gonna look and see which botanical pack they came from, and try to figure out what they could possibly be. Oh, and by the way, if I owe you a shirt, it's coming. I mailed Dee her shirt last month, and I just got a message that she got it like yesterday or something like that. So I don't know what's going on with the mail, but like, it takes like a year to get mail from here to Canada. And I'm like, yeah, so don't worry, Angelo. I didn't forget about you. And I ain't heard from Aquarium Cop. I'm still sitting on his botanicals. Whenever he hit me up with an address, I'll send them to him. You know, but I still got you. And who else? There's somebody else in Canada that's getting a shirt. I don't remember. I have to look at my email because I got your address. Mark, you're getting a shirt too. So whenever the mail gets there to Canada from here, I'm in the Mid-Atlantic. Yeah, I got you. Like I'm saying, like straight up. D won a shirt from two, maybe 3 streams ago. Down the Wormhole did, and she just got her shirt like this week. So our mail sucks, and your guys' mail sucks. So I'm just saying. Like I don't care. Like I'll be the first one to tell you. Like USPS, they suck. You know. Oh, no worries. It's coming. So yeah, it is what it is. But I didn't forget about you guys. So that's that. Now that's out of the way. So let me find my syringe. I'm gonna give these guys some black worms. Like, look at this. Check this out. So the fish are straight up looking at this jar. Like they already know what time it is. They're trained like dogs. I love them. Like all of them are sitting there like, what are you waiting for? Like, shut up and feed her. What? You sent a? Let me see that. I sent a leather to the Netherlands, and what? That is weird. That's like really weird. Maybe it's I don't. You would think that something that has to go across the ocean, but then too it flew. It probably flew. I don't know if they ground shipped this or what. You know. I mean, it's 2018. It's not like they have to use you know, like a wagon train. So let's hit these guys up with some black worms. That was a particularly nasty batch, and I've been rinsing those for the whole stream. So that's all they're getting because I got to give my pea puffer some. So I got like $10 worth of worms, and half of them went in the garbage disposal because I was trying to pour them in the jar, and whatever. Yeah, it's totally frustrating. So, you know, I kind of had to short them this time. I only get, I usually give them 20. I usually give them at the minimum 20 milliliters. Oh, here, let me show you. At the minimum, I give them 20 milliliters. So 2 of these of black worms, but today they only get 10. That was a stingy 10 at that. So, you know, they'll be okay. Hopefully the Corys get some. That's really the only ones I care about that get the black worms. Everybody else is just a treat, but I have Habrosus Corys in here, like I said, and I have Corydoras pygmaea in here also. Those are the 2, and we were talking about it a couple streams ago, maybe the last stream or the stream before. Somebody asked me like what's one of my favorite fish were, and it was the Bunocephalus, the banjo catfish. And I was thinking like I never not have those fish. I have some in the tank across the way over here in the tank that I melted my crypts in. I was like, why don't I have any in this tank? Like, that's dumb. It doesn't even make sense. So I'm gonna go get some, and I'm gonna put them in here. Don't know how many yet. More than 3, less than 10. Put it to you like that. And they'll be totally fine in here. They're tiny. I mean, I don't know, they get about 8 inches. That's the biggest I've seen. That's the biggest I've grown them to. I'm pretty sure they get bigger. But yeah, so there'll be some banjo catfish in here. I've never kept them in a leaf litter substrate. I've kept them in densely planted tanks, but never in a leaf litter substrate. So be getting some banjos to go in here fairly soon. Fairly soon. This tank's done, by the way. Here, let me pan up so y'all can see. You know, I'm gonna pick the tripod up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But I'm finally done. I got the tent on spot on like I wanted it, and the top is finished. Finally. Look at that. Now I can say it's a Pantanal. The only thing that I'm waiting on is this thing to pop flowers. So whenever this thing gets ready to pop flowers, we'll be fine. And you know, it's cool. I know it's not a biotope, but it's a concept tank. And yes, this Nymphaea is it's red tiger lotus. It's African. It's not South American. Can't get my hands on a South American Nymphaea. And this was an accident anyway. To be honest to you, I was gonna put Phyllanthus fluitans on top. I forgot that this Nymphaea was in here. And then it just started growing. I was like, well, there goes that. Now I ain't got to worry about red-rooted floater. It actually works out better in the long run anyway. So now what we got to do is wait for flowers. I was going to put another local Nymphaea over here in this corner where the Echinodorus blairii is, over here in this corner right here in this area. But then there's no need, because this tiger lotus is doing its thing. It's totally happy. So I'm gonna leave well enough alone, and I'm not putting anything else plant wise in this aquarium. I'm curious to see what is going to happen when this stuff starts to decompose, all this leaf litter right here, because underneath this, if you guys watched the first video when I showed it, there's a whole bunch of Echinodorus tenaeus, the pygmy chainsword, underneath all this leaf litter, and it's running all down here. I'm over here doing the weatherman. Y'all can't even see my hand. It's all down here is pygmy chain. There's a bunch right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Like, so basically the whole span of this, with the exception of these mystery sprouters, is pygmy chain. And if y'all can see what I'm talking about, right? The concept. So like, here, let me turn this light off behind me so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. And then I'm gonna be ready to cut her short. This glare's killing me. See if the camera will act right. Okay, so like, I've been watching a lot of David Attenborough, right? Because I like David Attenborough. So like, I watch it and I'm like, okay, I got a Pantanal concept tank. I want to make sure that the concept is the concept. And then I was looking at it, and I swear on everything I love, I didn't do this on purpose. But I started looking at it, right? And I said I did want to make like the marginal aspect of a pothole in the Pantanal with, you know, like when it floods, right? The timber that gets washed in there, and it creates snags and stuff on a marginal area, so the plants can grow in an immersed state, and then they get flooded for the 6 months that it floods, and then it dries again. So I looked at it, right? So if you start over here, you got your Echinodorus, your swords and stuff, and it does look like a snag, because like if you work your way all the way down, the plants, you got the plants where they would be in nature, in the marginal area, basically in the shallower water, and then as you go over, it gets deeper, and it's the same way that it looks like on the David Attenborough, you know, on Planet Earth or whatever, less and less plants. And then the Nymphaea is right where a Nymphaea should be, to where it would be kind of in the deeper water, which facilitates the leaflets, the leaves going to the top. So that's kind of cool. Originally I was trying to make the thing like one view, but it worked. It works. I'm okay with it. It happened serendipity. Like, I ain't even do that on purpose. I swear. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was noticing that the other day when I was looking at it, like on the couch. The couch is far away enough to where I was just looking at it and I was like, oh wow, that's cool. Because I was trying to do a typical planted tank where you got your short plants in the foreground, which is why there's pygmy chainsword in the foreground. Then you got your mid-ground plants. I did the ruffled sword as a kind of a centerpiece, but it's not in the center because I did thirds. And then I just alternated the red flames and the ocelots around the one Blairy, because I only got one Econodoros Blairy in here. And I was looking at it from farther away, and I was like, oh wow, that's cool. So it starts on this end, you got a bunch of lush plants, and then it just tapers off to almost nothing with a bunch of wood and botanicals. And that's kind of what the water would do. It would deposit the timber and the leaves, and then the leaves get caught in the timber, so on and so forth. And then the plants obviously the growth is going to be a lot more sparse in those areas because it's like mulch, so that worked out kind of cool. Thanks. Who's still in here? Did I give shout outs to everybody? Because yeah, we're running on an hour 30. I made some awesome barbecue and I'm getting ready to eat it. So I don't usually do this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna show off my cooking skills real quick. I was letting my barbecue cool off, right? I'm gonna check that out. Some baby backs, right? And then that's a pork roast. It's like, I don't know what a pork chop would be before they cut it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to dig into that real quick. There's some coleslaw over there, but I'm not gonna eat that. I don't want it. It's going down the drain. I know, right? So I ain't gonna lie, man. Like usually I would sit and cut up. I would sit and cut up with you guys all night because I don't mind talking. I don't know how to shut up. I'm long-winded, but I got that barbecue over there, and I'm pretty sure the kids want to eat. And dang, I forgot to get bread. It is what it is, though. We'll make it work. But if anybody got any questions or anything they want to go over real quick, we can do that. I had one. Hey, okay, I know you're Canadian, so do you guys refer to it as barbecuing or grilling? Seriously. And then, because I consider you guys are Northerners. I'm a Texan. Like, we invented barbecue. I don't know if we did or not, but we do it for everything. Birthdays, funerals, Christmas. It don't matter. Barbecue. Well, okay. So do you guys use wood and stuff? Do you grill or do you smoke? I mean, what's your art to it? You know what I'm saying? I got to go to Canada and hang out with you guys so I can see how y'all do it, because everywhere that I've lived in the States, I take some of their barbecuing habits and I mix it a little bit, but I'm honest to the way we barbecue back home, which is Houston. So everywhere that I've lived in the States, I've taken some of their barbecuing tricks and I've put it in my repertoire, my toolkit. But barbecuing is one of my other favorite pastimes. I do not watch that god-awful show on TV, Pitmasters or whatever it's called. I don't even watch that because I don't want them influencing me with their terrible habits. I have a gas grill and a charcoal grill and a smoke. That's what I'm talking about. Me too. Whoa, wait, rewind. I can't have the smoke in my back. Are you saying you don't like smoke, or you're not allowed to have smoke in your backyard? Please clarify that. I can't understand a world where it would. I'm gonna wait patiently for you to tell me what's going on with that, Angelo. You can't have. Are you saying that you personally don't prefer to have smoke in your backyard, or that like it would be like a nuisance to your neighbors or something? Hey man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna dive into a couple of them ribs. Like no sooner than I say goodnight and press stop. Like I'm pulling a bone. Like I'm trying to exercise some type of etiquette here and not eat one right now, because that's just not cool. You know, I didn't bring enough to share with the class. You know, I'm waiting on Angelo to tell me why he can't have smoke in the backyard. Like, I'm gonna read this again. Some people smoke with wood. I can have the smoke in my backyard. I don't understand that. I have a gas grill, a charcoal grill, and a smoker. I do. I got that. I have two. I got three. So I got a propane, and then I got two big smokers and a little smoker. I'm waiting on you, Angela. No. Okay. No, we actually just bought our house in this area. It's a nicer area than I should be living in. If I have a smoker, oh, no. Like, I'm serious. I saw a YouTube video where these people called the cops on this guy. They called the city, or the HOA, the homeowners association, on this dude because the smoke was going in their yard, and they complained about it, and the homeowners guy was like saying something along the lines of, you have to keep the smoke in your yard. And I was like, how is that even, like, how do you keep smoke? Like, you can't control the, oh wow, I'm sorry bro, I don't know what to tell you. Like, get some new neighbors. Ooh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I gotta switch to the fish because I don't want y'all to see me ponder this. Yeah, I'm serious, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the universal signal for fellowship where I'm from. You light the barbecue pit up. People smell the smoke. If they know you good enough, they stop by with some beer. And then y'all it ends up turning into a party. That's usually how I'm scratching my head off camera, man. Like, seriously, that's usually how it works. You know, that's the universal call sign that, you know, you outside, you got music, you barbecuing, especially on like a Saturday or something. Everybody finna stop by. You know, I've made more friends barbecuing than not. Like, I made most of my friends barbecuing, either doing that or frying fish. But nonetheless, you know, I don't know how we got on that topic. Oh, I showed y'all them ribs. Your neighbors will come over to eat. I know, yeah, for real. Everybody else here mostly office people. Oh, you mean yuppies, man. But yuppies eat barbecue too. I'm the only construction worker living in my... Oh, you're the only hard-working normal person. You a good dude, Angelo. You work with your hands. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know. But yeah, we at 1:30 right now. It's been a pretty cool one for a year special. Actually hanging out. Showing you guys the Pentanol. I was looking at that when I redid the folder to organize all my videos, and I don't really have a whole lot of videos on this tank, and that's because every time I do a live stream, I end up showing it to you guys. So if you watch the streams, you see the progress, and from the time I planted it until now, this tank has done amazing. I'm trying to smoke something. Hey, that's all you can do. I mean, smoke something small. You know, don't do like a brisket or something. Do like one rack of ribs and just see what happens. You know, as long as you ain't doing like a bonfire, I don't see what it would hurt, as long as it smells good, you know. Or better yet, bring them a plate of food. You know, I don't know who would turn down. Then again, I take that back. Some people are funny like that, you know. I don't know who would turn down some barbecue. Same thing happened here. We were just eating what We just cooked around and the fire truck turned up, and whoa, wait a minute. And I had to put it out, but he told me if it happens again, just put some food on it. Oh, that is, wow. What kind of world do we live in? Like, I don't know. I'll probably go to jail then. Like, you ain't finna tell me to put my barbecue pit on. Like, no. Like, maybe it's the Texan in me. I've never had to experience anything like that. A fire pit, I can understand that. Rules. That is just, I don't want to say the N word, but it rhymes with Yahtzee. That's craziness. No. I mean, yeah. Like, you gotta eat. Like, they can't tell you how to eat. If you got a taste for barbecue, there's only one way to do it. Fire, smoke, wood. You can't do it in the house. But nonetheless, Angelo, did you expose your projects yet that you've been hiding from everybody? I saw D, her Omeka Splendens have babies. And obviously she can't send me some because y'all live in Canada. But that would be cool. No, not yet. I mean, I'm not going to ask you to expose it, but please expose it. All right, Mark, your shirt is coming. So whenever it gets there, it'll get there, but I promise it's coming. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, because I'm about to do shout outs and get on these ribs. I'm trying to see if I can get Angelo to just give us a hint in the direction you head. You know, because I like what you got going on with the turtles. Speaking of which, here go, look, right? I never filmed this tank. It's got food in it now, but there is a big goldfish, some rocks, a piece of wood, that same thing, I got it out of the yard. And then there's a whole school of Buenos Aires tetras in here. And there's a bluefin killifish that was bycatch out of a feeder tank at the pet store. They didn't know what it was, so they gave it to me. And I just fed a while ago. But there are 2 turtles in here. There's a, oh, for real, man, like, that's, like, totally awesome that you guys like that shirt. Like, you guys have no idea how humbled I am by the fact that you guys really that low. There is an African side neck in here. His name is Albert Pike. And then there's a yellow-bellied mud turtle in here. And her name is, because I found out, see, I named her before I sexed her, is a, her name's Sam Houston. But there's nothing in here. I took the filter off of this thing a long time ago because I'm using it for something else, and I'm too lazy to go in the garage and get another one. But everybody in here is fine. I throw all my cuttings in here from various tanks, and you know, there's like, it's just there's nothing in there but water and rocks basically, and fish are fine. I don't even, there's a killie right there, there's a bluefin killie. Like, everybody's fine. The turtles don't harass the Buenos Aires tetras because they're well fed. I think they're scared of them. Like, I've seen a couple of the big female Buenos Aires tetras punking my African side neck, like straight up, like they were straight up punking him, you know. And I don't understand for the love of anything how that was possible. Like, I guess he thought he was gonna be cool and try to like tuck in the river stones and the rocks and act like he wanted to get in ambush mode. Didn't happen. Like, they straight up ganged up on him mob style and was beating him up. So I was like, yeah, so much for him being a elusive predator. Like, I did, like, when I put the Buenos Aires tetras in there initially, it was one of those things where I accepted it. You know, I was like, you know what? If they get 8, cool, you know? Because they had to get out of here. I was like, if they get 8, cool. If they don't, cool. You know, like, it is what it is. Not only did they not get eaten, they've doubled in size since they've been in there. So, Amazon fish, man, bulletproof, tougher than woodpecker lips. But yeah, like, that's why I was digging that tank, Mark, the one you got with what do you got in there? I saw gouramis in there. There was some Danios in there. What else did you have in there? You had a whole bunch of cool stuff in there. And the turtle was cool too. Angelo dipped. Yeah, it was cool. I don't know. The turtles didn't want to get on camera. They're chilling behind the wood. Their heat lights off, so they're not cooperating. But everybody in there is doing good. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna start giving shout outs because I'm about to I gotta get on these ribs, y'all. So let's see who's in here. Trying to I know, right? You know what? Last tangent and then I'm done. So everybody's always talking about nature aquariums. And then they go do want a trick for ribs. Sure. While you typing that, like you talking about the natural thing, right? And like I was just thinking about it because I was like, I don't see the nature in it. You know, like when I first started my channel, so last year, the earlier half of last year, I started doing fish church, and you know, basically I would just go off about random things that bothered me, and you know, most people liked it. There was one person who watched all my fish church videos and thumbs down them, so I guess that's who I was talking about. But I was basically just, you know, talking about different aspects of the hobby of people, you know. And so it brings me to this, right? So I've been doing this for a year. So obviously I've been sharing my projects with you all for a year, and I've also been looking at other people's projects. And I think I was talking to you about that, like hobbying, like fish tanking it's kind of been my refuge, you know. And I'm starting to notice that some of the same people that tanking has been my refuge from are starting to keep fish tanks, and they've kind of turned it into Comic-Con, man. Like, you know, like the whole point of it has been kind of convoluted into this whole, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out a nice way to say it. No worries, man. I'll let you know how they taste. Thank you for watching all the way from Australia. That's pretty awesome. Like the hobby's been kind of convoluted. Like it's not about sharing. It's the whole gimmick thing. You know, going back to the hype monster. I'm not going to go back on that tangent, but you know, marinate on that for a little while. Like I'm totally with you, Angelo, on really trying to capture this whole nature aspect of the hobby. And it's probably one of the more difficult things to do, to accurately depict nature. It's been pretty difficult to me. Like this one still looks fabricated. I'm gonna just be honest, you know. It's somewhat rustic, but you know, it does look a bit fabricated to me anyway, at least. Like I haven't been able to get that coup de grace, you know, that quintessential tank where I'm just like, yeah, that looks like something I would see in the woods. And when I do, trust me, it's going on the channel. Well, it may or may not, who knows, but I'm working on it. That's the dragon I'm chasing. That's the dragon I have been chasing since I was 9, you know. So 20 plus years I've been chasing that dragon, trying to capture that, encapsulate that moment in a glass box. Haven't done it yet, so I'm gonna keep doing it until I do, and then I'm not gonna quit. But what's up with the ribs, Angelo? Tell me the trick for the ribs, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna give you guys shout outs, and I'm gonna dip. Cause I'm kind of wondering, like, you know, what y'all do in Canada for barbecue, you know? Like, what's the local fare? I'm always curious about the local fare. Probably a lad. Well, in any case, email it to me. Yeah, don't put it on the comments, Angelo. Matter of fact, email it to me, because I'm like that about my recipes and stuff. Like, I'm one of those, if I tell you I have to kill you type of people. So just email it to me. warriorplanetanks@gmail.com. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce off of here. We're at 1:45. So whoever's still in here, Felix, Mark already dipped. So good night to you all. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a cool year. Oh snap, I just wrote it. Where'd you write it at? Well, it ain't pop up yet. It ain't pop up yet. Dang. Too large to send in one message. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, email it to me. So, good night, Daniel, Angelo. I don't know who else is in here. Mark already dipped. It never shows me all the viewers. Big Easy. Giving shout outs to all y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. You know, just hanging out, blabbing about different stuff. It's been a cool year. You guys have a good night, or good day, good afternoon, depending on what side of the rock you on, man. Y'all take care, be easy, and peace out. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'll be shooting some cool videos here this year. So far, this year's getting off to a decent start. Last year started off all right, and then like I totally got kicked in the nuts by life. Totally. At the latter part of the year, but it is what it is, you know. You pull your pants up and you keep on rolling, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. But you guys stay cool, be blessed, have a great week this coming week, and I'll see you guys the next time. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good night. Yeah, shoot me an email. I'm totally looking forward to what you do to these ribs. I'll try it and I'll let you know what it's like. But you guys take care, and I'll see you later. Waiting on that email. Okay, yeah. Night to all you guys. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you for hanging out.